Hey, it's Lulu and I'm back today with another Vlogmas post. So today is day 5 of the 25 days of vlogging. So for today's vlog post, I decided that I wanted to share how I contour my lips. So there's a lot of holiday parties coming up and I just got this really cool lip contouring palette in my November Yes Oh Yes. What is the thing called? Damn, alright. So I got this really cool lip contouring palette in my November Yes Oh Yes. So this palette comes with 5 different shades, so I'm so undecided on what shade I want to go with, like what kind of look I want to go with. I feel like you can create so many different combinations. So let's see. Hey babe, I need your help.
Okay.
So I'm having a hard time. I'm doing this tutorial for my Vlogmas post, and I don't know what color to choose. So I just need to know, like, which color do you think would look good on me? Okay, so this is my palette that I have. And these are the choices. So I'm gonna try to go for like a plumped lip look. What do you think about that?
Okay. Well, you can't go wrong with that.
So I don't know, what do you think would look good on me? Like a dark red, a regular red,
I'm thinking
pink?
like this red right here.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about plumped lips? Like, do you think that's a good idea when people like overdraw their lip line and make their lips look like really plump?
I mean, I'd rather them do it with the makeup instead of like getting injections and stuff like that to make their lips look big, so I'm all for it. I personally prefer like natural.
Yeah.
But I love when you have the lipstick on, so
okay.
I'm happy either way.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with this color, so I'll let you know what I come up with. I'm gonna go do it right now.
Okay.
So it's Vlogmas, and Vlogmas means holidays, and holidays means holiday parties. So this lip look is awesome, but if you want to make sure, if you plan on wearing this to maybe a holiday party and you want this to last all night, then I definitely recommend starting out with a good lip primer. So I've had this one forever, so all the words are like taken off at this point, but this is by NYX. It's just a lip primer, but I mean any lip primer will do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one on. So I'm going for an overall more plump or contoured lip look. So what that means to me, it doesn't mean overdrawing or giving myself crazy tomato mouth. What that means to me is I'm just gonna accentuate my lips, and I'm just gonna draw a little bit slightly outside of the lip line. Starting with the lip primer, I'm gonna go ahead and trace at the edges of my lip line. Just going slightly over, not a lot, just a little bit. And then same with the top. Okay, and then now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it in. Okay, so now that I have a good base to work with, then I can go ahead and start my lip look. So this palette comes with a lot of different shades, so you can create so many different looks. So today I'm just gonna go with Babe's recommendation and choose this like bright red. So what you want to do, so if you want to make your lips look a little fuller but not be too obvious, you want to start with a lip liner that is the same shade as the lipstick that you're going to use, or as similar as possible. So luckily this palette comes with 4 different lip pencils to correspond with the lip colors, so it should be a perfect match. So I'm just going to find the red shade. Let's see, so this one's more pink. So their red is just a little bit darker than the actual lip color, but that should still work. So what we're going to do is just outline our lips, just barely over the lip line. So not all the way, I mean not too much room, but just a little bit outside of the lip line. So I'm gonna start with my lower lip, and I'm gonna start with the corner of the lip. And don't worry, you can take your time, it's not a race, because the more time that you take and the more precise the line is, the better it looks. If you rush and it looks all crooked, then that's not cute. So I'm just gonna take my time. And then I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just barely going over, I'm just barely going outside of my natural lip line. I'm not going too crazy beyond the line. I'm basically, you can actually feel, so like right where the edge of your lip is like raised, that's where I'm drawing the lip line color on. And then also another tip, the closer that you get to the corners, the more close that you want to get to your actual natural lip line. So you can feel free to put a little bit more, or like go a little bit outside of your line as you get towards the bottom, but as you get to the corners, you want to start coming in. Okay, and so for like a nice pouty look, I'm just going to go outside of my line right here on the bottom. Okay, and then don't worry if it's not precise because you're going to blend that in later. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, but on the top. So I'm going to stick to as close as possible to my natural lip line on the corners, but once I get to the top near my Cupid's bow, I'm going to start overdrawing it a little bit. Okay, so I'm drawing it right here in the corner, and then as I get to the top, I'm going to start placing the color on the actual bump. So like on the edge of where my lip line is. And this is a great method too, because not all, you know, like lips are perfect. So if you have one part of your lip that's like a little crooked or unbalanced, you can use this method to correct that. So you can actually use this to kind of give your lips the shape that you want to. So I really like a pronounced Cupid's bow, or like I like to make this top area round, so I'm focusing on that kind of shape. Okay, so you want to make sure it matches. I feel like this side is going up more, so I'm going to have to do that on this side too. Okay, and then don't worry if it's not perfect, because you can always go back with a concealer and clean it up later. So I'll show you how to do that at the end. So let me just finish this up. Okay, so now I'm happy with that shape. So now what you want to do, so this is not something I regularly do, but it came in my lip palette. So they give you this like white shade. So I guess the theory behind that, anywhere that you add more light, it's gonna bring it to the front. So if you add, essentially if you add like a lighter shade in the center of your lips, it's gonna make them look more pronounced. That's gonna add to the fullness. It's just gonna make them look a little bit more plump or more full. So I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but we're gonna try it and see if this works out. So I'm gonna try their method, and I'm gonna apply some of that white highlighter shade on the inside part of my lips, because that's the part that I want to emphasize the most. So let's see. So this, per this tutorial, it just says take a little bit of that white and then put it in the middle of your lips. So I'm just gonna follow that. So let's see what happens. I feel like this is gonna look crazy, but okay. That looks crazy. So then I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, and now that I look like a damn fool, I'm just kidding. Okay, so then the next part of this look, okay, so now we basically added light to the center of our lips to make them look more full. So now we're gonna use the lip pencil to shape our lips. So we're gonna carve out some shape to our lips and add some curves. So to do that, we're gonna go in with our lip pencil again. And then we're gonna create some curves. So I'm gonna add some lines to my bottom lip to make them look more plump. And then I'm gonna add a couple lines right here under the Cupid's bow to really emphasize that curve. And then I'm gonna fill in the rest with the lip pencil. So I'm gonna add 2 lines here to emphasize this curve. And then we all naturally have these nice curves and wrinkles on our lips, so you can even use your own as a guideline. So I have these 2 little dips. So I'm just gonna emphasize those with the color. And then same here. And then I have a 1 in the middle too, so I'm gonna do that one too. Okay, and then same thing on the bottom. So I'm just gonna highlight where I have those natural like dips. Okay. Now we're going to use the same lip pencil to fill in the rest of the lips. Okay. Now we're gonna take the matching lip color shade and fill in the lips. And then we're gonna try not to disrupt. I'm gonna blend out that white so it doesn't look as obvious, but you don't wanna blend it all the way. You wanna keep some gradient going. So let's see if I can maintain that gradient. So I'm basically trying to blend out as much of the red as possible before I even get to the white, because once I start mixing with the white, it's going to turn pink, and I don't really want it to mix all the way like that. Okay, so now I laid on the color, so now I just have to go back in and blend, and then I'm going to take some concealer and clean up the edges, because right now it's looking crazy. So let me just blend it. And you can purse your lips together, and that will help blend it as well. So I'm not going back and forth because I really don't want the white to really venture too much farther outside of the middle area of my lips. So I'm taking my brush and going towards the white. Okay, and then once you're satisfied with how the gradient looks, then you can start blending in the lip line to the lip color. So I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna just outline my lips one more time. And I know it looks like I'm starting to really get outside the lines, but I'm gonna go back in and clean it up with concealer. So basically you just don't wanna see any, obvious lines like the lip line. So we're gonna try to blur that out some. Okay, so I'm happy with how that looks. I am going to take some concealer and I'm going to just clean this up a little bit. And actually, there's a two-step process to this. I'm going to take my foundation and clean it up, and then I'm going to go back in with concealer. Because if you just do concealer, it might look a little too harsh. This is going to be too light for your skin tone. So then now you're just going to carve out your lip line. And please, please, please do not skip this step, because you did all that work and spent all that time contouring your lips, and the last thing you want to do is not have a precise line, because having this nice sharp crispy line on the lips is just going to add to the look, and if you don't do it, it's just going to look a little bit messy. So this definitely is a very important step. And then just make sure to blend it out, that way you don't see the lines. And same thing on the top. And if you have any kind of like peach fuzz or hair on your face, you want to take your brush and basically lay the hairs down. You don't want to like swirl your brush around. That's just going to disrupt your skin, especially if you have hair or like dry skin. But if you do like light patting motions down, then that'll help lay everything down and make it nice and smooth. This is my finished look, so I'm pretty happy with it. I think that it made my lips look a little bit more plump. Hey babe, do you want to see my lip look?
I would love to.
Okay, so tell me your honest opinion. What do you think?
Okay. Ooh.
What do you think?
I like,
do you like
that
it?
a lot.
Do my lips look more plump?
Yeah.
They do? Honest?
They look more full.
Yeah. What do you think is making them look more full? Or what do you notice? Is it just the color, or like how I did it?
I think it's the way you make like a dark line and then make it light on the inside.
Yeah, so their method works. Okay. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I see it.
So should I wear this to the party?
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I think something like this would be cute.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, babe.
You know.
All right.
All right.